So I'm in Nishi Shinjuku and I'm walking towards Opera City. Opera City is near the new National Theatre where they perform opera. But Opera City itself, although it has the name opera in it, it's a concert hall, and I'm gonna go for some live recording for a really wonderful orchestra piece there. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, the classical music world is suffering in Japan too. And oh, by the way, let me show you what kind of atmosphere, environment I'm riding. So this is a really broad road leading up to Opera City, and that tall building over there is actually Opera City, I think. So yeah, I know it's a tacky name, Opera City, but it's typically Japanese. I mean, really naive, self-explanatory, but I love the name Opera City. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to today's recordings. So I'll be introducing and setting context for the whole thing as a neuroscientist, and probably I will be asked to explain what kind of effect listening to good music has on the human brain and so on. That's one of the things that I do in Japan. Yeah, I've been listening to classical music for many years. Although you might think that Japan is some country of Mount Fuji, geisha, sumo, and so on. The fact is that after 1867, the year the modernization of Japan began with a major restoration, Japan actually incorporated a lot of Western culture in a characteristic Japanese way, perfecting its state-of-the-art approach. And actually, for example, the NHK Symphony Orchestra, N-Kyo, is arguably one of the best orchestras in the world, I think. There are many excellent orchestras. I think there are maybe 5-6 major orchestras operating in Tokyo, which is really large, and we are really, classical music lovers are really lucky in that aspect. However, with COVID-19, many of these orchestras are suffering. So here's this today. The event is a small effort to help these really good-hearted musical players. And yeah, this area, Nishi Shinjuku area, is really interesting. Historically, I think it used to be a collection of small houses and buildings and so on, but a lot of renovation have been going on. For example, that is a Tokyo Municipal Government Office, the Twin Towers. Yeah, Tokyo Tocho. So this area has been renovated, and there are many skyscrapers and new buildings, and so it's changing its infrastructure very quickly. Nishi Shinjuku area. Nishi, by the way, means west in Japanese, so Nishi Shinjuku is West Shinjuku. I love to show you all these details about the not so touristy area, because after all, every city has many facets, and this is one of them. And when I visit a city, I really love to walk in the back streets where there are these really not non-conspicuous buildings. And when you are on a tourist video, when you're watching a tourist video, you wouldn't show these parts of a city. But this is a very important part of the Tokyo experience, actually. This is exit of the Tokyo Metropolitan Highway system. And if you come to Shinjuku area, this is where you get off. So if you're driving or if you are on a car, this is where you enter the Shinjuku area. So this is a very important part of Tokyo as a city, but typically people don't show it, do they? And so I have issues with that kind of attitude, and every part of the city counts, I think. So it's not about showing just a picturesque, touristy type area. This is a interesting. It's called Budou Dori, Grape Street, for some reasons. I don't know why. Yeah. So when I do the recording, I would just, wear a jacket on top of this t-shirt. That's my typical approach to, shootings and classical music. This is my trousers, pair of trousers, which I have been wearing maybe for the last year. I have only one trouser. This is the trouser that I've been wearing. This is the headquarters of Lotte, famous sweets company, Lotte. And it's the owner of a baseball club, I think. Chiba Lotte Mariners. This is Yamato-dori, by the way. And this is Lotte. So, there are many interesting things to see actually on non-touristy part of Tokyo. And I really love to show you these things. I'm approaching the Opera City now, so I should probably stop recording. This is the Opera City. Wonderful, isn't it?